This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of a brand new week for those of you that are playing along at home. Brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today we're going to talk about being agreeable, I suppose. I suppose I want to kind of point out something, but you'll hear me pull it out as I talk as well. I'm sure I'll be saying some things that I am thinking as opposed to writing them down and then premeditating what I'm saying here. But basically, I don't want you to agree with me. I mean, at least all the time, right? I'll tell you a story. I had one of the guys join up to the coaches circle. So I run a mentoring group for PTs and coaches and athletes where we go through and identify things that they want to work on and then break down a whole heap of mental programs that may be blocking their way to get there. But also we talk about everything from business systems to mental performance on the field, all sorts of stuff that the individual wants to go through, right? Now in the coaches circle, let's call him, for lack of a better term, Jake, for the sake of it. He's like, look, I'm interested in starting with you, but I need you to know that I don't agree with everything that you say. And I'm like, good. It's like, I'm not sure I agree with everything I say. No, like what I'm getting at there, it's like, I don't want followers. I don't want people that just blindly follow my musings, right? And the ideas and the thoughts and what I'm pulling apart, because that's not how we build a better society. We build a better society by being able to have a strong ability to mismatch information, to check it with our own resources and figure out whether something lies or lays with us correctly. And I think it's beautiful for our ability to do that as humans, to go, you and I can disagree and I can totally respect that you have a different point of view and I can still respect you as a person. And so I suppose one of the biggest things is as I put this content out is that, like, I don't want you to agree with me and everything. I'm totally for that. That's good. I want people to be able to I don't want to tell people how to think. I want people to be able to build their own thinking. I had a guy one time and he kind of had a crack at CrossFit. And like, man, I like CrossFit for sure, but it's not my... If I was only ever allowed to train one way ever again, it wouldn't be it. I'd train other ways, right? But either way. And he's kind of just put it down straight away. He's like, fucking CrossFit's a piece of shit. And I'm like, fuck, like CrossFit has its downsides for sure, but it has its upsides. It's done so much good for the industry also. But I was just like, dude, you don't even have an opinion. This is you're just reverberating shit you've heard from other people. You don't never been to a CrossFit gym. You've never done CrossFit. You've never spoken to high-level CrossFitters. You never, formulate your own opinion. I'm all for you guys agreeing with some things I say and disagreeing with some things I say. And like, that's the beauty of being human. And I love that. And I love the ability to have a discussion on it as well, to pull it apart, because the idea of this podcast for me, right, is to be able to leave this 10 minutes a better person for clearing my thoughts and sharing it and giving some passion and hopefully helping people kick the day in the dick and so on and so forth. And whatever you guys get out of it, I can't control that, right? I just can't, and I wouldn't want to ever. And I love the fact we have that human ability to be able to interpret what we want to interpret. And this is one of the biggest things, and this is something that I had to recognize in myself, is like, if I I'm not saying anyone here is getting offended by what I'm saying, but hear me out. If I get offended by something, it's like, rather than telling the person that offends me, it's like, why does that offend me? Like, let me go in first. Let me go in and go, hang on a sec, why does that offend me? Is it offend me because it's true? What they're saying is actually resonating with me and I don't like that about me? Or does it offend me because maybe it's too close to home with my family issues at this age, Like, it's not about straight away going, oh, I'm the issue. It's just about recognizing and thinking deeper. And it's like the Mood Prep group, right? The online Facebook group that I have. It's like some of you guys ask some fan-fucking-tastic questions. And I'm like, I would love to sit here for 30 minutes to answer that question, but I can't do it justice sometimes in text. But that's okay. It's just the ability to go, when we 100% align with someone, I think we've kind of lost our identity. And so I love the fact that are you guys disagreeing with this? I hope you are. It's pretty funny. There's a meta program that we run, and it's really easy to see. It's matching and mismatching, and I would mismatch. That's my natural behavior, right? And mismatching is looking for difference. Matching is looking for sameness. So when you meet someone, they're either matching or mismatching, right? And You know, look at someone like an OHS officer, right? Occupational health and safety. They're going to be someone more like a mismatcher. They're going to walk into a workplace and look for difference. It's the same as a firefighter, a police officer. Like, naturally, they'll have to be somewhat strong mismatchers. If they're just, it doesn't mean that they're only that, by the way. You can be either or. But it's funny when you get mismatches mismatching my mismatching. It's fucking hilarious. It's like somebody that'll be like, look, you won't believe me on this. They're like, fucking try me. I bet you I will. It's pretty funny. But all that stuff aside, it's like, what I want for anyone that's listening to this message, firstly, to understand that I'm so fucking grateful that you actually invest some of your day to be able to hear some of my thoughts, and the messages that I get from you guys is like wow, like that's nicer than anything I could have ever thought, and it's amazing, and I really appreciate that. But the second thing is, like, fucking I say this at my seminars, like, pull it apart, ask questions, get me to explain myself, open up in dialogue, right? And the reason why I say that is not to start a debate, like, it's to pull it apart so we can leave better, both of us. The right needs the left and the left needs the right, and we need to understand that. Right, not just from a political stance, but from every sort of stance. And when we can do that, and we can do that respectfully, and learn to steel man, not straw man, right? Not like, oh, that fucking argument's bullshit for this reason. Rather than go, okay, well, what I think they're saying is this, and that's pretty fair. And actually look at it as steel man their argument, or steel woman, still people. It's fucking 2018. Their argument for the sake of becoming better at understanding your side of the conversation. And keep in mind, I say that your side of the conversation. Because leaders don't create more followers, leaders create more leaders, and they do that by being able to critically think and have difficult conversations and be able to pull it apart and be more invested in the truth than their own development of their ego. And when we can be in that place, when we can have that conversation consistently, we get better as a populace. And that's the beauty of it. That's like, something I love, and something that I'll continue to respect in people and individuals, so that we can awkwardly all stumble forward in this adventure of being human together, because that's all it is. None of us have the fucking answer, and be careful of the ones that tell you they do. Holy shit, I've got the answer. This is how it will work. It's like, yeah, we saw that in the 20th century, buddy. Didn't work out so well. Not so well at all. So, looking at all this content, I suppose, that I'm talking about, it's what I'm urging you all to do is to continue to critically think. I mean, like, if something that I say says lands with you, that's great. But don't just take it for face value. It's like, why does that land with me? Why is that important? Why do I actually agree with that? Or why did that one, not so land with me? Like do that. I do that. I do that to myself. I listen back to the videos that I had like 2 years ago. If they pop up in my memories, and I'm like, I think I was a bit off the mark there. Right? Because how can I know for completeness and every ounce that this is the exact truth of what I'm saying? I'm not saying in this moment right now, I'm saying in general, right? And this is why you hear me talk about being right and incomplete. Because when we put something forward, of course we think we're right, but we have to be open to seeing that we are only speaking our truth, not the truth. And this is when people are arguing, and it's just like, look, there's always three sides to a story. There's, for sake of an example, there's his, there's hers, and then there's the truth. And we have to understand that we don't speak the truth. We speak our truth. And when we can step into that space, we can start to understand that we are right, yes, and somehow in something we are right, but we are incomplete because we can't possibly have all of the perspectives. And when we shut the fuck up and listen to other people and really intently listen and let go of our need to be right, but for the pursuit of truth, then that's how we become better individuals overall. And that's how we become more patient. And that's how we can work together better. But you got to be open to being wrong in order to become right. And I think that's something that a lot of the time we just neglect. I know I have, and I know I still catch myself. I go to speak and I'm like, I'm not listening. I'm not listening, am I? Shut up, Dave. Let the person finish. Listen to what they have to say and go from there. Team, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. It means the world to me. If you found this podcast beneficial and you know someone else that would also find it beneficial, it would mean the world to me if you would pass it on to them. Share the love. If you haven't already, check out Mood Prep online. Otherwise, if you're a PT, a coach, an athlete, check out the Coaches Circle. Hit up an application form. I'd love to get in touch and have a chat. And worst case scenario is we just have a chat. Otherwise, that's it, team. That's it. We're done. Until tomorrow. peace and pizza. Kick the day in the dick. Slay the dragon. I'll see you guys soon.
Everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unlearned.